The story starts here. Any golfers in the audience? Okay, thank you. A handful. This is in Mexico at a resort. It's a par 5. And I actually made it to the green in 3, which is a big deal for me because I'm not a very good golfer. I love it, but I'm not good, and I certainly don't hit very long. So the day I hit that shot, I was looking for the ball about 100 yards in front of the green. But that was actually a very good day for me, and here is why. And to understand why the day was a good day, I'm going to take you back about 8 months. About 8 months before that, I left a job I was in for about 5 years. I was the head of HR for a hotel company based in Vancouver. So about 5 years, and I was brought in to grow the capacity and get ready to build hotels like crazy across the country. We were at about 35 hotels when I joined, and the goal was to get to 50. We were going to invest, revamp, and really bring a visionary approach to hotels and how they are organized, relying on what is called as mixed use in real estate, but I digress. 2.5 years within the 5 year, there's a change in leadership from the company that owned us. In comes a new chief investment officer, and we know from the get-go that the gentleman that's joining the organization is not a fan of hotels. And you know what? Honestly, this is fine. It happens. This happens in companies all the time. So it takes a little while for us to get confirmation that actually we're going to get divested. So at the 4.5 year mark, or just about, we finally have clarity, and we are getting ready to divest, which means I'm getting ready to reduce head office by 50%. We were going to go from 150 to about 75 people at head office. And I'm going to be the one making all that happen. Again, that's fine. I'm the head of HR. The tricky part was I knew for 5 months that I was losing my job before I was actually able to talk about it with my team. So I actually lied to a team that I really respected and worked with very closely for 5 months. So when I finally was able to talk to them and I left the job, I said, I am actually giving myself a break because I need it. And this is about 8 months after I leave the job. First day after I left, I actually went to Vegas with 2 hooligans here in the audience. I'm clear about what I'm going to do. So I'm in Mexico by myself. I'm enjoying a great vacation. And you know what? I'm hanging out my shingle. I'm clear. I'm pretty sure I have a client 3 days a week. What a dream come true for someone that is starting in business. So I'm good with it. So I'm playing this round of golf. I'm playing well. I'm getting on the green in 3. And I'm actually thinking about what I'm going to do, who my clients are, and why it's a big deal to me. So life is really good. A couple of months before that, I had actually been approached for a job by an executive search firm. I graciously said, yes, of course, I will be talking to you. I went to meet the owner of the company, and I said, thank you, but no thank you. So there's really an incredible amount of clarity for me that this is what I'm doing. I'm hanging out my shingle. I go back to my room. There's an email from the owner of the company I interviewed with a couple of months ago, a very heartfelt, compelling email. He's surprised I walked away from the job. He wants to talk to me. Could we please get together? So out of courtesy, I agreed to meet with him to explain to him why I walked away from the job. This was not the right opportunity for me. Give it 2 or 3 months of conversation back and forth, and a very determined entrepreneur who doesn't take no for an answer. I start doubting that I'm ready for hanging out my shingle, to hang out my shingle. And I'm getting really excited about the possibility of a regular paycheck, right? It's something good about getting paid every 2 weeks. It really helps figure things out. And so I end up taking the job. I suspect I looked like that on day one. Because honestly, it was not a fun onboarding. And I'm like, whew, that was not my idea of a good time. I just got there, give it a month. We're going to figure it out. We're going to see really how am I going to succeed, how am I going to deliver against what I promised I would do for this company. So that's the first month. I'm like, what the hell did I sign up for? And the stress and the overwhelm look, it's not because of the volume of work, because I'm not afraid of working. It's about the disconnect between what I was told I was walking into and what I was actually finding. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to sort this out? How am I going to stay true to the commitments that I made to this owner, and how am I going to deliver the goods? And honestly, yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I started feeling really sad, disconnected, wondering how the hell am I going to get there? And with such a feeling of isolation in an organization, I just didn't know how to get there from here. And from there, I went to this, where honestly, I felt trapped, I felt in jail, I felt stuck, I didn't know what to do, and I'm in there. There's the shame of, well, you cannot walk away, how come? You said you were going to do this, you can do it, and all of these beautiful language that we serve ourselves. And at the same time, this is when I realized, you know what? When I took that job, I fucked up. That was not the right job, and I didn't stay true to myself. I had so much clarity, I didn't stay true to myself. So the opportunity to get out came, I was almost there for 3 years. You gotta give me an A+ for patience. Or for being a sucker, I don't know which one, yeah. But there was finally a conversation with the owner, who was my boss, and we were able to agree to disagree. And I got out of there, and I thought, okay, that's nice. But actually, the feeling that you live with when you leave a place that has made you feel like shit for as long as that job did, the prospect of opportunities and where you can go from here is really overwhelming. And I gave myself a break. I thought, okay, let's take a deep breath. Let's get back on our feet, and let's figure out where we're going next. And I went back to the day on that green, the par 5. Did I say that I hit the green in 3? Did you get that? Okay, well, just want to make sure you got it. And I thought it was so clear. And I revisited, what is it that day made me feel so good? And this quote came up. Like the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And I realized I need to hang out my shingle. And I let fear prevent me from doing so. So I stand in front of you today with a lot of butterfly in my stomach, and I did hang out my shingle. I did. I just pushed out my website, and that's absolutely scary. And I hang on to these words. It's all right to have butterflies in your stomach. Just get them to fly information. Thank you very much.